Hi, I'm here today with James Gardner from the Stockade. James owns a business that is a clothing retail business, and like most retail businesses these days, there's a degree of challenge out there which is well documented. James, of course, has his own story about how he got into the retail industry and how he came to be working with us, and this might be instructional for the folks that are listening to this on the basis that they're probably in the retail industry or a similar industry also. So James, tell us, mate, I believe you were a farmer. That's where your history comes from. You've been a farmer most of your life. And at some point in time, you become unwell, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, Mel. I was born and bred on the 5th generation of a farming operation in WA. And we ran merino sheep and crops. And, I travelled overseas as a young fellow and got an infection. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with about 5% chance to live.
So it was 5% chance of living?
5% chance of living. So I've had to give it all away, rebuild my health, and in 2006 December I finally found this business that was under management, because I still had health issues, and was making a decent profit that I could live. 2009 January came along and wow, here's the recession. Things changed dramatically.
So you bought a business for cash flow and you paid what, $500,000 for it?
$500,000 for it.
Okay, and things were good, things were working out fine, the old ways of doing business were working fine.
Absolutely.
Come the GFC, the change in the marketplace, although your business was good and was a wise investment at the time, that all changed.
Changed dramatically overnight.
So to the point that the bank was knocking on your door, you sort of had a very short period of time that they were prepared to give you grace to continue to operate, is that right?
Well, I managed to, because I still had the farm, I managed to use some equity of the farm to keep things going in 09 and 010. But when we came on board with you in October 10, that's when I came and saw you. And then into February 2011, yeah, things were finished. We were in trouble.
Understand. So I believe you were losing about $1,100 a day.
That's right, about $1,100 a day. Yeah,
30 odd thousand a month.
Yeah, about 30 grand
when
a month.
you first came to us.
Yeah.
And we applied, with your assistance and cooperation, a whole bunch of marketing strategies, which include the internet and also traditional, well, not traditional, but tactics and strategies that we apply to businesses. And within, is it 5 months, July, 5 months later?
July was around 4 to 5 months, yeah, 5 months now.
You turned a profit from a loss of 30 odd thousand a month, you turned a profit of $32,263.
Something like that, yeah.
Dollars to be exact.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing turnaround, isn't it?
Well, it was huge. And the work we went through to do it, at first I didn't think we could do it. But Ian demanded a strong commitment. And yeah, I was working hard. I hadn't had a holiday for 2.5 years at that stage, and we got rid of the staff because they weren't performing. Yep. We were asking for things to be done; they wouldn't do it, and we brought in a new team. And I also brought in Asha, who works with me. She works alongside me on everything. Marketing. She refurbished the shop floor in the beginning when she came in February 2011. Had the ideas about getting people into shop with the refurbishment of the shop floor, and started controlling the buying with me, and the shop's just growing. So
basically, you had your back to the wall.
Oh,
and you had no choice. You either came out swinging or it would have followed. That's what it came down to.
Yep.
And like most opportunities, they're disguised as these sort of obstacles. Generally speaking, no one comes to people like me because they haven't got a problem. They come to someone like Street Smart Organisation because they're looking for a solution to a problem, which is generally some challenge in their business.
Yes.
So I don't expect you to celebrate it, but it was an opportunity, and it's certainly, I know that you, having seen your process, you're a totally different person to who came to us nearly a year ago now.
It's 3 weeks short of a year since Ian and I had that official meeting of getting you guys in partnership with us.
So you were telling me downstairs just a moment ago how much better business is in terms of profit and turnover from what it was this time last year prior to this happening? What's the sort of percentages you're up?
The Stockade has turned over 28% higher turnover for January this year than it did last year.
That's a pretty big whack, isn't it?
That's a huge movement, and I understand that a lot of retailers are not doing quite so well.
Hurting, in fact.
Some are steady, but you know, we've gone up against the odds, and it's our team. Our customers love the team. They're working with the team. We get testimonials regularly from them. And on top of that, we've got product that people want to. You know, we've changed the product, and everything that Ian has been teaching us, you know, about greeting the customer correctly. That is so critical. You can't stand behind the counter and say, "G'day mate, do you want some help?" That's not going to work.
Well, not going to cut it today.
No.
It may have worked
10 years ago,
3 or 4 or 5 years ago, before everything changed.
Yeah.
But it's not going to cut it in today's marketplace.
No way.
So, mate, really, you know, the credit belongs to you. You had the intestinal fortitude when your back was to the wall to do what needed to be done, and sometimes that's just what's required. Of course, right action. People talk about action. Action's one thing, but it's the right action that's absolutely critical.
Yeah. In that regard now, if I had stood alone and tried to work this out, and I did say to you when I came on board with you guys, I don't know a bloody thing about marketing. Right? And I look at it now and go, yeah, there was no way I wasn't going to get it. So yeah, we owe a lot to you guys for what you've done for us.
Couldn't have done it on your own. That's the
You
point.
couldn't have done it on my own.
But I know nothing about farming, James, and you could teach me a lot about farming.
Yes,
we know a
but-
lot about marketing.
Yeah, I know.
And that's where we come in. What would you say to the folks listening to this that are thinking of getting involved with us in some way, shape or form, or something associated with our company?
Well, one of the first things I've learned is we spend about 80% of our time marketing.
Well, that's a new thing, isn't it? And
Yeah.
why would you do that? Because that's where the money is in your business.
Well, we've got to keep getting the customers in.
Yeah.
The product will sell. You can have the crappiest product in the world. You can sell it if you do the right marketing. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned. But we actually don't have crappy product.
No.
And you can have beautiful product, but if you haven't worked out how to get the customers in, you're still in trouble.
You definitely are.
So, yeah, no, 80% of our time is marketing. How are we going to market? How are we going to get customers, find customers? And that's hard work.
So we've taken you to a whole new world.
Totally new world.
This is a better world.
It's an easier world. I'm starting to find it easier to think about how we're going to get some dollars in. Something that we're about to embark on. Ian's talked to me about it in April, May. He said, I want you to go out and see these places and set up joint venture deals and get customers in. And I couldn't get my head around it. One of the girls on the shop floor has done exactly what Ian wanted in previous businesses she's worked in. And she had an in-depth conversation with us about it. And I've just got it right. And it's because my mind's been educated, my focus, and I'm going, yeah, and I'm off next week. Going out around these places, doing some joint deals.
Yeah. Well, the point I make is in the midst of all this, well, disaster, there's a smaller group of more informed people in the marketing sense.
Yes.
That are living totally different business lives.
Yes.
And being in the environment, you've met some of those people.
Yes, I have.
And you're in the process of becoming one, so to speak.
Yeah.
So again, what would you say to folks having listened to this?
Having a listen to this, if you've got dollars in your bank and you don't know how to market, you're better off being on Street Smart. They're going to take you there.
All right, mate. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate you sharing your story with us. Not so much for us, although it makes our job easier, but more importantly for the folks out there listening, because they're trying to find out who to trust when it comes to investing their hard-earned dollars. So it's going to help them.
Well, I totally trust you guys. I've got no qualms with that.
Beautiful. Okay, good on you, James.
Thanks, pal.
Great.